would y'all do if y'all had like the perfect job? What would be y'all's perfect job that would like not even be a job, but y'all got paid for it?
Probably doing a podcast.
I don't know if he's lying.
We're not paying you. I know you think so. What would you do?
I don't know. Never really thought about it.
I would play competitive sports, but if I lost, I'd get paid the same amount as if I won.
What sport though?
Yeah.
All of them, all the ones I like.
Is your best sport basketball?
As far as like right now, or at any point in my life, or
At any point?
no, I would say. I mean, I could have gone. I can go pro now, most likely.
Pro and spike ball, maybe.
Yeah, spike ball.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Are y'all still doing that?
No.
Yeah.
No. I like how you said no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, we are.
I
I'll
mean,
beat anybody.
we'll still win.
I got ghosted like a motherfucker this weekend.
All right, you told us
Couple
like an
weekends ago.
hour
I answered
before.
the phone.
An hour before, I said, let's do this tonight. And it wasn't an hour.
Guess what? He was right next to your house, next door. in a
Don't
pool.
don't start to piss me off.
He was in a pool. Anyway, yes.
You're in a pool by my house?
No,
Well, that's a bold statement David made.
I was in the pool, but it wasn't right by your house.
Oh.
Where was it?
It was
at?
like 2 houses.
Oh my god.
Were you really in this neighborhood? Okay.
I wasn't.
I don't think anything y'all say is true.
Huh?
How do y'all get by without saying any
Fake it
truth?
till you make it.
Okay.
Fake it all day.
Fake it all day.
Have you named them yet?
We're talking to you.
No.
Why? That's the better question. I'm not going to give them shit. Why are there dolls in here?
Van Sweden won them at the pizza place.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Like Chuck
this
E.
is the
Cheese
last
or-
time they were. Center Court Pizza. Hashtag Center Court Pizza.
Wasn't there like a big scandal thing with like Chuck E. Cheese back in the day?
That was Pizzagate, dude.
What? What was it?
I don't know.
Do you think Pizzagate's real?
Yeah.
Let's get into some conspiracies.
What's pizza? Oh, this guy's a conspiracy.
All right,
No,
come on.
I'm not.
Get him going.
I've been wanting to do a conspiracy.
Dude, I thought people got shot in that pizza.
Well,
Gate thing.
no, I don't think. John, do you know Pizzagate?
I've heard
Explain
of it.
what
Give me some
Pizzagate is just briefly,
Okay.
so we can all get on the same page.
First of all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I don't know that much about it, except for.
But here's the Rolodex.
Give us a summary. It doesn't have to be completely true. You know, I mean, make some stuff up too.
Yeah, I like fake conspiracy theories.
Okay. So my understanding.
My grandma.
Yeah.
Once told me.
Yeah. So apparently, right, this pizza shop, I don't even know where it was. I think it was in like the Northeast somewhere, was like a front for, I don't know if it was like child trafficking or like some type of like, I don't know, molester circle or something. And so apparently this group got on Facebook and they started talking about like, hey, this is a front, all this stuff. And like they grew this huge group of people that were like after this pizza store. And like meanwhile, the dude's just like a normal guy selling pizzas, right? And apparently one guy got like so pissed off about it, he like went and like shot up the place or something. That's all I know.
It's never good.
Where
That's
was this
pretty
pizza place
accurate.
at?
I thought it was like up in the Northeast or something. I don't know.
Was it Seattle?
Well, that's Northwest, but
I think it was no. I think it was Seattle though.
I think we should fact check this.
Yeah, let's fact check it. You look at that. I heard the guy took it so serious that he went and brought a gun.
yeah. So the conspiracy part, I don't know. I think someone actually I think some dude really shot up the store, which I
Yeah.
don't think that's a conspiracy.
No, that's real. There's a video floating around where there's like apparently some sounds of like kids in there in the back,
Oh,
which is kind of creepy. So I don't know. You can make a lie about anything.
Why do they call these scandals gates? It's like something gate.
Dude, this has been debunked a long time ago. All right.
Yeah, but I mean that's what makes a conspiracy because people still think that it's real.
Really?
Yeah, well they'll go do a debunk so people stop talking about it.
All right. Well, this is from Esquire. It started in 2016 when the fucking Clintons, the campaign manager, John Podesta, was hacked and the messages were published to WikiLeaks. The owner of pizza. So as the owner of DC Pizzeria, Comet Ping Pong. That's what y'all say.
bing bong.
The message discussed hosting a possible fundraiser for the Clinton campaign. Yeah, and it has to do with child trafficking led by Clinton and Podesta.
Well, with that whole island thing, you would have never thought that was real.
What island thing? You hear about the island thing?
Island.
Yeah.
You would have never
I've seen
thought
that
that was
island.
real
I've
But-
seen that island.
in person.
Yeah. We went to St. John
With the
last
Clintons?
February. No.
With Jeff.
I mean, I don't really remember.
Good old Jeffrey.
But yeah, we
To mention it, yeah.
We were driving by on a boat and everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's the
That was really so you were legit saw it.
mm-hmm.
This was after it came out.
It was like literally a week after it came out, but I hadn't seen it.
Oh,
So I didn't know, but a few of the people I with had watched it and they had the spooks.
The Netflix one.
Yeah.
That's such a good documentary.
I think we watched like the first 2 episodes.
Mhm.
How do y'all not finish that?
I don't know.
Had to work.
yeah, it was pretty
That's
addicting.
bullshit.
Yeah, you don't work.
Well, didn't the wife, what's her name?
Mrs. Epstein.
Ghislaine Maxwell,
Yeah, didn't she just get like indicted or something?
supposedly.
Yeah.
I think she was found guilty on charges, but they're working out like plea deals.
She's not going very long, huh? A couple months, a couple years.
I don't know. I don't know the deets on it.
We gotta look up more shit.
Yeah. It like went quiet. You couldn't find. There was a Twitter account that was following the courtroom hearings and giving updates, and Twitter banned that account like during the updates. And I would try to keep up with it, the daily briefings, and it was hard. You had to go search. It wasn't like something that just popped up on mainstream media.
Wow.
It's pretty sketchy, man.
Speaking of Twitter,
Yep.
you guys
Speaking of
see Elon
mainstream
Musk?
media.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good. That's good news, man. Because man, they're censoring, they're canceling everybody, censoring stuff. I think he's gonna
Bring it
bring a
up.
lot of good to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Are y'all on Twitter?
No,
No.
No.
don't believe in it.
Why not?
I just said that.
Oh.
A lot of people don't have it.
It's weird. Yeah, a lot of people really don't have it.
It's the main source to talk.
I feel like a lot of people do, but they're not active on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
Are you active on LinkedIn?
Pretty active.
Yeah.
Are you really?
You put, hey, I think this is a really good development over here.
Hey, hey, just took this class, gave it 3 stars.
Hey,
Thanks.
process
Everyone else should
safety.
take it.
Yeah, I've been. This is
Yeah.
my anniversary when I was working.
Yeah, my 6-week anniversary.
Thanks for all the help.
So he was elected to the board, right?
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Yeah. And I think he got like a 9-point-something% stake in the company. And they were like, yep, you're on the board. So
So do you think that him being on the board, he's going to actually be able to make some fundamental changes to the way things are done?
well, that dude has a lot of influence. I mean, I don't know what he knows about social media, but I mean, gosh, he tweets literally a crypto coin and up 1,000%.
Yeah.
Like, and no one has any idea what the crypto coin even is, and it's just like boom. Like, his following is insane.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of power, man.
A lot of power.
I find it hard to believe he has all this time to like communicate on Twitter, like with everything going on, and for him to have time to go to these board meetings. But
The president has time to do it too.
who's that?
I
Or
don't know.
used to.
Or, oh, yeah, I guess that.
Well, he says it's kind of cool. I've listened to a few interviews, and he's like, it's funny how people think I'm lucky. He's like, I've worked 16-hour days my entire life, like 7 days a week, every
Yeah.
day, every single day.
He always has good comebacks for that. Or like when someone says if Elon would like share his money or something, and he's like, he always has just this profound. He has to have someone working with him to like
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
that are responding to this. And
Someone was saying that he could feed the entire world with
yes, what was that whole thing?
I forget
Remember?
like the specifics, but he was like, "Show me the details, show me the numbers, how it works, and I'll do it." Like if my money can feed the entire world for X amount of years, show me how it works, and I'll 100% do it.
And there's crickets after that.
Yeah,
They're
they never
"All
did.
Well, like oh shit.
Like shit, I can't believe he responded. But his tweets aren't. I think he does it jokingly. He doesn't like they're not cryptic or anything. He'll just post something that's like, "Oh hey guys," legitimately. "Oh hey," like when he bought all that stock in Twitter, his next tweet was, "Oh hey," and that was like
I think he likes being like a little troll on there too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised he hadn't got kicked off before.
Well, that's probably why he bought it. They were probably threatening him or
Dude,
something, right? Like,
That's the move then, huh? He wants to be on there forever.
maybe.
That's the move. Because, yeah, dude, like everybody's getting thrown off the damn platform.
Y'all think that's good? What do y'all think about that? Y'all being young and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should be able to say what you want as long as it doesn't, like, incite public panic or chaos. But I just think the problem with Twitter is that you get on it and it's just like a time sink. Like, people just sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And, like, next thing you know, 2 hours went by and it's like, dang, what did I just do? Scroll.
That's the model for everything now.
It is.
Even YouTube has shorts now, so
Yeah.
you get into the short realm where you're infinite scrolling. So it's like, I don't know what comes after this. What is it?
I don't know. And the thing it's hard is because you can find a lot of good information, all right? Like, a lot of good news, like stuff you didn't think about, people doing, like, analysis on different things, but
You can like curate your feed to be beneficial.
yeah, they curate your feed.
Well, you have some control over it. You can watch educational stuff and get a
report
bunch
a
of
lot of
educational stuff.
Yeah.
Do you report?
Oh yeah, I'm the guy that reports.
What,
I like reporting shit.
what do you report?
Do you like hit it hard
If
too?
it's
Like,
not funny, I'm like, report. Offensive. What is it? Offensive,
Yeah.
violent, sexual.
why is this showing me? Why is it showing me this? This is
I'll,
one of the options.
Oh,
my wife
I don't
is-
like this. I'm not interested. Yeah.
My wife has gotten into working out, so I've sent her a couple of female workout people on TikTok, and then we were looking at TikTok last night, and just nothing but bad bitches came up. And I'm like, I literally sent you these women last night,
Yeah.
and she's like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it'll get you though. Like if you
just gotta
watch
look at
one video,
person and
yeah.
boom, there it is.
Takes a while to massage that algorithm. I don't know. I don't know.
That's pretty quick. Trust me.
He'll sneak up on you.
Have you guys seen, what's it called? The Social Dilemma?
I love how they whoever directed that is just genius. How they can, how they narrated it and how they have these evil guys in the background, like, oh, let me feed them some more of this, oh, they're feeling sad, let's bring them some dopamine in. It's like, it's for someone to sit down and be like, all right, we know what we need to present to the viewers, but like, let's do it this way.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me sounds more like a conspiracy than anything else, but it's not at all. But
that's why conspiracies used to be as like, it was just so far fetched and it was unreal, but like, it's like we're starting to merge now where like, the Epstein thing came out.
Oh yeah.
Some of this voting shit came out. Like but when it comes out, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I don't know if like the PR for these people that handle all these like public relations are they just really good at hiding it?
No, it's the people in power don't want it. It's almost like the Will Smith stuff. Like everyone's real.
Now we're on a subject.
Everyone like you're accepted. Like he's so popular, and Chris Rock is really popular too. But Chris Rock is not mainstream Hollywood. You know what I mean? So Will Smith has been accepted in it. So it's kind of like hush hush. He's in power. He's real Hollywood. You know what I mean? They're not going to eat their own. You know what I mean?
He demonstrated his power. Yeah.
Dude, we didn't know how. I was like, Chris Rock's got to be pretty close to Will Smith. They've been in the game about the same time. And we actually looked up worth, and then we went on a rabbit hole, like who has the most money. That's an actor, basically. But I think Chris Rock is worth $50 million.
Yeah, like
and
60 or something.
And Will Smith is like $600 million.
Wow.
So it is quite a bit of difference. And when you look at it, like top actors, Will's up there in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So he is an elite person.
You don't have to just do it, dude. He's like, dude. He was like, he was like,
yeah, just don't come back in.
he was trying to open it, but yeah. So my theory was whoever has more money is going to be able to
backing of
get the backing of
support.
They flipped on him though. I think the majority of but like he's not going to get in trouble, right? But
Yeah.
I think the majority of the public agree with Chris Rock. I think that's safe to say.
I don't know.
What do y'all think about it? Did y'all watch it?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Live, but I was like,
Yeah,
it came up like,
I couldn't imagine seeing it.
and then when he
live.
was yelling, I was like, oh yeah, it was.
I almost wonder if was staged.
I thought it
I
was,
hear a
but then
lot
when
of
he
stuff
was
about
yelling, and you could see the people like in the background looking at him while he was yelling, and they looked like they were naturally reacting to it.
Mhm.
I thought,
The reason I still kind of think it was staged is because it happened so early on into the show. And no one was, I saw a bunch of, I'm on Twitter, so no one's watching Oscars, right? Except for famous people. or famous people's family. And it happened so early on. And then when that happened, it blew up everything. So everyone was tuning in afterwards, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I
everyone
didn't know when it happened. I mean, I had just rolling on.
That was his opening. That was part of his opening monologue.
Wow.
It got on social media quick because I was in here editing some videos and Courtney was like, check this shit out. And I'd watched it. I got emotional. I was like, I felt bad for Chris Rock a little bit. Like, and I was like, but I didn't know why I was reacting so much because I don't know these people. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is terrible. And it looks fake as shit too.
It does look fake.
There's a little,
It does.
it
look
looks
fake.
a little fake, but we were talking about like, it's not so far fetched that they like would stage it because, you know, it's going to give exposure to both men.
Well, Chris Rock's like next show sold out like in a second.
Yeah.
So it's like he looks kind of like, you know, a bitch in the video, but maybe they all sat down and was like, hey, we're going to do this thing. We're not going to tell anybody in the audience. We're going to do it early on so we get viewers because the Oscars is kind of, you know, dropping in viewership. Yeah. And then y'all are going to get exposure, whether it's negative or positive, and then y'all are going to be the topic of the next month. So how about we do this? And they all shook hands and just...
Well, and the other thing, too, is, right, when I saw Will Smith yelling, that's, too, and I was like, oh, dude, that's real.
It looked real when he was yelling.
But it looked like his movies when he yells.
Exactly. So then you go back to the fact that you say, hey, Will Smith's a top 10 actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the lip quivering shit that he was doing when he was yelling.
That looked real.
Yeah.
No, watch what is it called? Pursuit of Happiness. That fucker
he does that face.
Yeah.
It's the same.
That shit makes me cry every time.
Yeah, favorite movie.
You crying right now?
I love that movie.
That's your favorite movie?
One of them. Yeah.
Well,
Will Smith is like my favorite. Like when Mike, when we talked afterwards, I was defending Will Smith. Like, I'm such a huge fan of Will Smith. I was like, I think, you know, if someone talked about my wife, I don't care who it was, where I was, shit's going down too. So,
I mean, I think he did the right thing in defending his wife, but it was also like you kind of know what you're getting yourself into with, like, you know,
Comedians.
a speech and jokes and comedians, and I don't know.
We know what's funny about it too is everyone's almost accepting what Will did because he's so Hollywood that they're hating more on Jada now. They're like, well, it's Jada's fault.
I mean,
Jada
he laughed at the
Yeah.
joke.
He did laugh at it.
You know, she was like, go slap them.
Yeah,
Well-
go slap them up.
Well, they mentioned that like he didn't comprehend it, like, you know, because they know they're on camera a lot,
Yeah.
so they're just gonna laugh because they might be caught on camera. So
I can
maybe
see
it
that.
registered and then he went up. But even like walking away after the slap, he was like smirking a little bit.
Yeah.
He did a little adjustment. He was like, he had this little smirk. And then there's another angle they caught of Jada, like after when he was walking off the stage, and she was she laughed at Chris Rock saying, this is good television or whatever.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
who
really?
knows?
And how
That was weird.
perfect was it that he was in the front row too? Could he have done that same shit if he was like halfway back? How awkward would
How funny would that be?
That's a long walk. You know?
Yeah, imagine what Chris Rock's just like,
everybody.
oh, I see him coming up. Until my next joke. Oh, there he's waiting.
Did you see
Third
where
row
Chris
now?
Rock was kind of leaned into? Like, you know, people were posting the video. He had his hands behind his back, and he kind of leaned into
Oh,
it.
really?
You see
Yeah,
that?
well, he rolled with it too.
Yeah.
Lean with
I mean,
it, roll with
you
it.
just
Lean with the rock with it.
just never know what's real
You're right.
and what's fake.
Yeah. Though I don't know why there's not a clip of him initially getting out of the chair to walk up. It's always the clip of him like coming into the scene that Chris Rock is. There's no clip of him like reacting like to whatever Jada's reaction was and getting up and storming up. That little section's gone, and there's 1,000 fucking cameras in there. Where is that section?
Yeah.
That's where I think it's fishy. That's another conspiracy theory. We'll never know.
Well, even if it wasn't staged, I do think Chris Rock did as good of a job you could have done responding to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean,
How awkward,
if that
right?
was legitimately real and he just gets slapped on national TV at the Oscars, he's just like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to handle myself like professionally and we'll continue on. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
Will Smith, you know, if it's real, Will Smith, I mean, he could have ruined his career, you know, like, because you're going to get labeled as a bitch, basically. You got slapped on the stage in front of the world. But I don't know how Chris wasn't kind of like, you can tell he had some adrenaline going, but I would have been like shaking because I was so, you know, mad. I hate getting
He's
hit
a
in the face.
professional, dude.
But shit. He had a little silence. He was like, you know, he had to like collect himself, and he's like, well, and then he still was a comedian about it. So yeah, he's a real professional.
Real professional.
That's really good. I think he won doing that too. Like he didn't get a reaction.
Yeah, could you imagine they just started brawling on the stage?
Dude. What if Chris blacked out? Then he would have looked really bad.
Yeah. If he just got knocked out.
Caught him in the chin right or something.
Yeah.
Did you see the that little brief second when he was trying to collect his thoughts, when he was saying he's like, I forget what exactly he said, but when
he goes, man, I could.
Yeah,
something.
Will Smith said, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And he's like, I'm going to. And then he kind of paused. He's like, boy, I could have. Then he shook it off. Like, if he would have let loose, that would have been hilarious. Because he could have murdered Will at that point. You know what I mean? Because he's so quick.
He could have, but I don't want to get slapped some more.
Did you see his show the next day or the next?
No.
He opened up. I only saw the opening part of it, but he opened up. He was like, so how was everyone's weekend? And everyone started laughing. And he's like, I know y'all want me to talk about shit that happened over the weekend. He's like, but I wrote an entire show before that happened. And everyone started laughing. He's like, so I don't have anything for y'all.
He hadn't really said anything after the fact either.
That's almost why I think it's fake. Because why would you not say?
So that G.I. Jane joke isn't even that funny to me. It's it's outdated.
I didn't even know what G.I. Jane was. And I looked it up and I was like,
well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I guess y'all
that's pretty good though.
Pretty young. Yeah, I mean, she looked like it, but it's even y'all are not that much younger than this. Y'all don't even know what it is. But someone told me that.
You know what it is? The Silva? Fuck.
The Silver's not even here right now.
Do you know what G.I. Jane is? Demi Moore?
No.
Do you know who Demi Moore is?
I do know that.
Okay.
We need to fact check it, but I saw something that G.I. Jane cheated on her husband in the movie.
Oh.
And that was an added layer. Can you look that up?
No, I don't think she did it on purpose.
Did you watch? Do you remember the movie?
Yeah.
Pretty
well. She got raped in the movie.
Oh shit!
Oh damn!
Way to bring the story down.
Skip the topic.
But she
talking
ends
about
up
Epstein again, or what?
It's all tying together, man. It's all tied in the conspiracy.
That's messed up.
Conspiracy.
What do y'all believe in aliens?
Oh, don't get him started,
dude.
What is the new stuff that just came out? The new documents came out about UFOs.
Oh, well, the Pentagon's releasing. The Pentagon is releasing this stuff.
Okay, let's hear what's going on. So because I need to be brought up to speed too.
How do we get to G.I. Jane to fucking UFOs?
Conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Conspiracy.
I mean, I don't know why everyone's looking at me.
I want to hear. I know you read it.
Passionate statement about.
I know you read it.
Releasing.
Well, so the only reason.
So here's what I know.
My grandpa.
The only thing I only read about this was because I saw something on Instagram. Joe Rogan probably put this up. I don't know. But it was probably last year, 2 years ago, and the UN released a bunch of documents, or the Pentagon released documents about, all these sightings that pilots are seeing, right? It's like, oh, objects moving at this speed, and they can't make sense of it. It's like, okay, that's BS. But it was kind of interesting that, the Pentagon released it, right? I'm like, oh, that's an official, government agency. Okay, whatever. So they linked a bunch of videos, and I was watching the videos, and I was like, it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
But if the video is real, then what the hell else is it? You know what I mean?
It wasn't the same Tic Tac video, right?
No, I don't know.
It's like a little white dot that's moving in an obscure way.
Yeah, and there's a few videos like that where they just obscene speed, just flying around, change directions, all kind of stuff. And it could absolutely be fake. I have no idea. But why would you publish that? As Pentagon or
to incite
UN or whatever.
This.
To
but it wasn't
distract us from other shit that they're doing.
But it wasn't even a big deal. Right? I mean, all that stuff came out and no one talked about it. So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, they don't release the good stuff. So why would they release this little bit? I think it's becoming... People are wanting to know more, right? I think Trump at some point said he's going to release all the Area 51 stuff and let everybody know. And of course, Rogan's talking more and more about it. I think he actually talked to Lieutenant Fravor.
Lieutenant Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that actually saw it on radar.
Yeah.
What did he say?
What?
The whole podcast? Y'all should listen to it. It's really good.
Really?
He talks to the actual... Is he in the Navy?
Air Force.
Air Force.
I'm not much of a podcast guy.
Well, he's on the he's
he's
looking
on
on the radar, and they see these every night, and they saw it up close one night, and then he put out a statement. He's a really respected person in the Air Force, so that story just kind of got swept under the rug too. It's
There was
oh, that's cool. And then
there's
I heard
also
about it.
like one of the like an Israeli like scientist that's like well respected around the world. He is like writing a book about it too. He's like, hey, like this is absolutely real. Like I don't know what there is else to say.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone knows really what they are. So, right, what more is there to say except like, hey, I saw this crazy shit in the sky. Right? Everyone's like, oh, okay, whatever.
It's crazy when the pilots are seeing it though.
Yeah.
And they're seeing it on the radar. I think Fravor, he saw it on the radar, and then it went to the exact location where they were like meeting at. So it was at one point it was right by them, and then a second later it was very far away in the same location that they were going to. There's a freaky part, and he didn't know how to explain. Like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think it's the U.S. government has gotten so advanced that they separate from the regular government, and that basically they don't want to give away that information to other countries. So we act like it's something else.
Yeah, could be.
What if it's just a malfunctioning part on the guy's craft?
Could be too.
You know, it's like they forgot to do a PM or something on it. They're like, this thing's not working.
Well, it really could be. Give me a screen of the radar, and I can put that shit in Final Cut and make some weird shit happen. It's not impressive. It's just a dot, you know? Like, anybody can tamper with that stuff.
Some dude actually hits the red button and the missile's just flying across the sky, and they're like, yep, aliens.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck, man.
I don't know. But then there was some new stuff that came out. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
like
something.
People were getting like a bunch of unexplained burns or something.
Yeah, and someone...
I didn't read
Women
it.
were getting impregnated, like
yeah,
never had sex. I don't know. That might be some Jerry Springer shit, but that's what Rogan posted. Is like unexplained pregnancies.
He's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Positive, pregnant.
I didn't read it because I was like, all right, guys.
I thought you were a big reader, and I thought you were into this shit. What's going on?
I like to read.
You didn't want to read about
I
it?
do like to read.
What book you reading right now?
It's called A Gentleman in Moscow.
That sounds like some shit you read.
No, it's just a story about some dude in like the 1920s and 30s in Russia. And that's like they had a bunch of revolution shit going on. And he got basically put on house arrest at a hotel across the Kremlin. So it's pretty cool.
Do you physically go through, you read or do you listen?
That's
My
what
read.
reading is typically.
No.
Yeah.
When I say I read, I mean I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm audio listening. Audio book.
I always have to ask you. I'm like, you're listening to it, right? So I understand.
What book are you listening to today?
Heartbreak.
Oh, what's that about?
We're actually going to have her on the podcast. She talks about she went through a divorce, and she went through some health issues shortly thereafter, like started having heart issues and like pretty bad shit
Because of
the divorce. So she goes out on a journey and realizes and scientifically explains in the book how heartbreak affects the body.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So there's
cool.
people that actually, there's documented cases of like couples, one dying in the hospital, and then it's called something. Your heart literally breaks right after. It's not like a heart attack. It's not a normal heart attack. It's part of the pain you go through.
It's like an unexplained biological
I don't know
thing that hadn't been really looked at.
If you've seen animals, they have that same. If their partner or whatever dies, there's been in like Animal Planet, Discovery Channel.
Well, no, that's funny you say that.
But
they die.
They just blank out.
Yeah.
Don't have any will to live, and just they'll die shortly after. But it's like they didn't have any issues. It was just.
What kind of animals were they?
Oh,
Birds,
bears, dogs.
I know birds have that special connection. Like a lot of them will stay together for like their whole life and take turns taking care of the.
You know what?
The
That's
baby
crazy.
birds.
But as far as like emotion in animals, that's what I was like. Wow.
She's actually talking about a study right now.
Really?
Where I think it's like hamsters or gerbils, where they put them together and they let them live and have kids for whatever for a certain amount of time, and then they take them away and watch how it affects them, and then they put them back in the cage, but like a separate cage, and watch them reunite and how happy they get. Wow. But there's a certain amount of time that can pass to where if they separate the male and the female, and then they put two females in there, it's like there's like a window where that male will get over the female and then go to the new female every time.
I wouldn't do it.
That's pretty crazy, huh?
Wow.
Well, it's like us. Like, if you're dating somebody and you break up with them, there's a certain amount of time that you get over, and then you're like, okay.
That gerbil probably doesn't know if he's ever going to see that other gerbil again.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like in life.
Might see her in the tunnels later on.
Could have been a snack.
A snack.
Snack.
Not for me.
Might be a little drip.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you read the Silva?
Yes.
I want.
What, like, not work related stuff?
Read Sapiens.
I want to hear about Sapiens because
Good
I don't
book,
think
man.
I don't
what
think
is this?
y'all both read it. Give us a little.
I didn't read it. I bought the book. I just
Oh, and then he
yeah.
borrowed the book that you didn't read.
No, I'm the one that left my copy on a plane. He also has a copy.
What is Sapiens?
So yeah, I let him borrow it to finish the book,
Okay.
but I haven't read it yet.
What a good friend.
Yeah.
So we talked about Sapiens. You painted it pretty cool, like to where I want to borrow the book, and you still haven't brought it. I assume you don't have it now.
Forgot to bring it. It's not
Okay.
my book though. It's his.
So what makes Sapiens interesting?
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
What is it about, like how humans evolved, and
Well, it talks a little bit about evolution.
is it nonfiction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's nonfiction. It's the author telling a story. So it's nonfiction, but then he's also giving his opinion on different things and why they happen. And he just starts at the beginning, I guess, with just sapiens. And then he goes into the different species that evolved and Neanderthals and I forget the other names. It's been a while since I read the book, but all these species, and then why sapiens were the ones that came out of that whole species of Neanderthal, of like,
Who survived?
yeah,
Caveman.
and why. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, sapiens weren't the strongest. They weren't they weren't the smartest. They weren't the strongest. But why did they evolve, and where they started, and why they slowly started to take over the earth? And then it also goes into kind of how the sapiens, in a way, cheated natural selection, right? Because they didn't die off
How'd they cheat?
because they weren't the strongest. They weren't the smartest. so
Tools.
they weren't supposed to survive, but they, with tools
Darwinism.
and just kind of those little steps, they slowly started to take over. And then humans, you think about it now, we're just taking over the earth. Other species are dying off. And he goes into that. Then he goes into the different revolutions: agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, and how that all impacts where we are today. The information as far as what's true, what's false, like your imagination is what, as far as currency and money goes. I mean, we don't really know that everything across the world is actually happening unless we go physically see it, right? It's all media and stories, and then he goes back to that, relates that back to how sapiens and farmers and all this stuff, they're like, oh, we gotta get crops together for this. We gotta do this. We gotta do this because so and so's coming and all this stuff. And so it's pretty cool. You have to like tell me a topic and then I'll remember what's it.
Well, what was one of the biggest parts that was like eye opening to you that you didn't know?
Well, there were a lot of parts because he goes into, again, it's a lot of his opinions too, but he goes from everything to economy to religion to politics to, he hits a little piece of everything.
What do you say about politics?
I don't remember.
Shit. I want to know how it was like formed. And
yeah.
Here's a question too, really quick. I'm probably gonna sound like an idiot after asking this, but are sapiens the only ones left?
I think, yeah.
Because
That's
I
what
thought when you do like DNA testing and stuff, I mean, people still have like Neanderthal DNA,
Aborigines, all the, yeah. So there was, I think it was like Europe what tended to be or Australia was Aborigines, and I could be completely wrong, but I'm trying to remember. And then Europe had a little mix of the two. And
I like how
sapiens
Europe's
were-
over here and
Australia.
Well, it's the whole like
sapiens,
Africa, and then they went to
because
Asia, Europe.
because it was just one. I mean, it was just
Pangea.
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 It wasn't
Pangea.
individual countries,
As far as
continents.
Neanderthals, was it Pithecus? I think that's the other one, right? Pithecus,
Maybe. I don't know.
something like that.
Anthropology, I think.
There was a couple of different forms though, and then the Homo sapien. I think they said that they evolved because of the Achilles tendon and the gluteus maximus.
The butt.
Some thick
Yeah.
boys.
Because they were the what is it called? The Neanderthals would jump down at their animals, and that's how they get it. And then once the earth warmed and it became a savanna, it was more about being fast on your feet. So they died off because we evolved the Achilles tendon and the gluteus maximus, so we could be faster on our feet and hunt down animals.
Yeah, and he goes into as far as life and your enjoyment in life. So I mean,
There you go.
You start from you think you're a Homo sapien or whatever. You just hunt, sleep, eat, repeat, and then they go into the domestication of animals and how they thought, okay, well, if we can domesticate these animals, breed them, and farm, that'll be better for us. In reality, they're spending hours and hours and hours eating wheat, which wasn't really healthier for them versus the meats and the berries and all that stuff they were eating. But that's what we progressed to. And then also the domestication of animals, which was lost my train of thought. That was it.
I wonder, now that we're domesticating them, we're not hunting them like we were before. I wonder if there's some negative effects of that.
Oh, to the species or to people?
Yeah, well, I don't even affect on the meat to our bodies. We're not tracking these animals down. They're just kind of sitting there, and we're obviously giving them the wrong nutrition too. We're giving cows corn and wheat,
and that was one thing is that he was saying that humans we right now are a lot less skilled than years ago with our fingers and our hands and weaving and doing all that stuff. Now we're just typing whatever.
A bunch of morons.
We don't have our dexterity, our senses is all deteriorated from what it used to be because of how we've evolved. I mean, now we don't hunt. We just go to the market. Yeah, here's some money, and I get fresh meat cooked, ready to go, and just eat it, go, and then that's it.
Yeah. That convenience takes away from our happiness too.
Yeah.
We're not working for anything anymore. That's why when you do something that's hard, it's rewarding and you get that happiness because that's how life was. You'd have to earn everything. Now we don't even want to wash our fucking cars. We'll call someone over to go in our driveway and use some fucking magic soap that cleans the car.
You think in 30 years we're just going to be sitting in this chair and everything just happens to us?
There's a movie made about that. It was called WALL-E. I'm serious.
That was based on a true story.
Yeah. I mean, just the Earth is destroyed and a bunch of people are now in a ship in space and then they're all overweight. Can't even stand up, sitting in chairs.
I love how people can forecast out that far, like WALL-E's little prediction, right?
Which is funny because it's a Disney or Pixar film. You watch it and you're like, oh yeah, whatever. And
yeah,
you're like,
it's fucking happening.
Or really with Orwell, his book, predicting that. I think it was in the 40s, right, when that book came out, and it's the what is it called? Is it the voice police? It's the people monitoring your every move. I forget the exact word, but that's what it basically comes down to. You're always being watched, you're always being recorded, and that's kind of what all this social media is doing right now. Yeah. To the point where you can't do anything that's against the narrative. Right now, you're getting canceled on Twitter when you say the wrong thing. It's all getting pretty close to that book. Have you read that one?
Sapiens?
No. The George Orwell book. Was it?
That one's not
1984.
Oh, it is 1984.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
I don't know if that's the.
That's the one that he predicts the future for sure. Yeah. You read in school. It's been a while for me. But
I don't remember anything about school.
It's pretty close to where we're at today.
No.
It's even a little further than that. He's predicted out further than where we are now. So it's a good guidebook to where we could go. But I don't know how people's brains work, in the 40s to think of how fast or how far technology could progress and to see it out that far.
What do you think of when you see progression in technology?
Well, obviously this Neuralink, getting the whole connection to the internet
no thanks.
installed in your head to where we don't talk to each other anymore. It's all just because that's a hassle right now, right? You have to text with your fingers. You have to find things, send things. It's a lot easier what it used to be, but now it's like if I were to just be able to talk to you without talking.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't even. I don't even know if you would even have to talk, because if I linked, I would know every single thing about you and your whole life, your true intentions, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what even left is there to even interact with, right?
Yeah. You're
I
just
don't know.
I mean, then it's just like
just a shell.
you're just
almost.
a file of a bunch of shit that.
I would think his inputs and outputs is like I have to. You're not just be able to, unless it's like Google Drive where you share what you want to and you keep what you and then people like can hack into your shit. That's what I'm scared of the most. Like when you have this Neuralink, it depends on what it controls, but you're vulnerable to getting hacked.
Well,
I mean,
like what if Snowden got on there and got pissed at you, dude?
Yeah, cryptocurrency. See ya.
He's just like, yep, you know what?
Done.
Forget that guy.
you're not going to work today, bitch.
Your alarm goes off and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh,
What do you
shit.
What do you think about the end of the world?
My name's Kodak Mike.
When you see me,
I think the weak are gonna die. I think about
So-
like COVID.
yeah.
Everyone who was real scared.
So that's a perfect example of what in his book, or I mean, like your quote unquote cheating natural selection. COVID, in reality, if we didn't have vaccines, should have killed half of Earth's population.
Yeah, it's Mother Nature, right?
Right.
Like
That's
weeding out natural
And then
natural selection.
we've
Yeah.
taken that step, and now we can create vaccines and respond to it and have a limited impact to
Do you think the vaccines helped, or do you think you think so?
Vaccines are at least identifying who's at risk, who's not at risk, the precautions to do it. I think that.
Do you think that's why we have such crazy diseases nowadays? Because we're
Yeah, I
keeping
think so.
people alive, and then
I mean,
it's mutating and
Right, yeah,
mutating, and
right.
we're seeing stuff that we
I mean,
never would have saw
I'm
with,
no doctor or anything, but at
I
least
thought you were.
from
with those glasses.
But if you look at like the variants, they seem to have got decreasingly
less
less
impact.
impactful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just observation.
I think
it
that's
seemed like the variants in the beginning were like, oh my gosh, this is worse than COVID, blah blah blah, and then everyone got a cold in the winter, right? Cold, which was the Omicron or whatever variant,
Yeah.
and now there's other things coming up too. I guess it's mutating, but
It's because we're all fat, man.
yeah.
I think that's Mother Nature's way of getting a hold of us now, because we're in climate controlled areas. We've got all the animals under control, and then if we don't, we have them tagged. We have GPS coordinates. We know when they get close. Because that was our predator, right? We have the weather, right? And then now we're manipulating the weather with like cloud doping and just.
Is that true?
I think it is.
Well, before we talk about that, the other thing too is the part that people don't even think about too, and it's starting to come into more, is like mental, right, space. Because like think about it, before, when you didn't sit on your phone all day and you weren't in your office and you actually went out and did things like even like hunting and just surviving, I mean, you didn't think about like, hey, do you think I'm going to get likes if I post this picture of
What's
myself?
on my calendar tomorrow at 9
Yeah.
o'clock?
Yeah, right. I mean, you just get so like
Being
you
in
get
the
into
present.
space that's not healthy for a human being,
Mhm.
and like I think that is going to be a really, really huge issue moving forward too. Like a Mother Nature thing, right? It might not be disease, it might not be, lack of nutrition, but it's going to be like I am not mentally stable anymore because I don't even know who I am, right? Because it's just about posting and getting likes and being accepted in the public
Yeah.
area,
Yes.
which you don't even know anybody, right? I mean,
In reality.
yeah. You
Like-
get these people with millions of likes, and like how many of those people do you actually know? And like who cares what they think, cuz obviously they're not looking out for you.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like a fake human connection. Like we're thinking
Yeah.
we're getting this thing that we do need, like the human connection, but then it's false. And when you start see that reality, it could ruin your
Ruin you.
outlook on life
your
and
expectations,
your beliefs, like
everything.
everything. Yeah,
Like anxiety and health issues weren't a thing 30 years ago, 40
Yeah.
years ago. And if they were, no one really talked about them.
Yeah.
I think now it's kind of like a headache. I'm like, I have anxiety or I have a,
we got words for it now.
Uh,
I guess there wasn't words.
yeah. But I think technology's playing into that a little bit.
100%.
Yeah, though in that same book they talked about communities and how in the past, like if I live next to you, you live next to me, this is our little village, that's all we know. But now we see so and so across the other side of the earth who's doing these awesome things. And you're like, wow, I need to be doing that.
FOMO, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
FOMO is
like,
real.
This is like, what am I doing here in Texas? I could be in.
You don't want to leave Texas, dude.
God bless Texas.
God bless Texas.
You don't want to fucking leave
Lukenbach,
Texas.
Texas.
I've noticed that, like the FOMO. Like you can even do that at work, right? Like you're got a perfectly good job, you get paid well enough to do what you need to do,
Too much.
and then you see someone else moving up. You're like, all right, well, I need to make an adjustment.
Yeah, even if you like what you're doing.
Yeah,
right?
you love what you're doing. You're like, all right, well, I have people are moving. I need to move.
Yeah.
And then,
For what?
But why? Like in that little community situation, you'd be perfectly happy if you didn't.
Right.
Like ignorance is bliss on some of those
Yeah.
things. It's like you could have,
Yep.
you could have just stayed happy, but now you're chasing something that you probably don't even, you may not necessarily even want.
Yeah.
Well, and whatever happened to just stopping in, see what's up.
Yeah. That's what.
Like,
Go ahead.
yeah, like, I mean, now it's like, hey, I'm here, or hey, are you doing anything? Instead, like, I remember as a kid, shoot, I'd be like, hey, I wonder what my friends are doing. Like, ride a bike to someone's house, ring on
Yeah.
the doorbell, and be like, hey, you guys doing anything? Like, heck yeah, let's go play.
I always
Right.
see comedians tell jokes about that. Like when people used to knock at the door, everyone in the house get excited
Yeah.
because they run to the door.
Yeah.
I remember that,
I
like,
still get
when
excited.
family would come over. Now, if someone knocks at the door, it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
Is that what
Oh,
you
who's
did
here?
when I knocked on the door?
who's here?
I got really excited.
You did?
Yeah, he got too excited.
We're missing the buildup of like a song coming on the radio, waiting, the patience aspect. There's no patience anymore because everything comes right away. You want food, you order it. It's like, and then kids nowadays don't know what bored is anymore.
Oh, I know.
If you get bored, there's not
Yeah, I
a
don't think
second.
I've heard
you
that
just
word.
you
That's
just
when
go
you get
look.
creative.
You remember kids are like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Kids get fucking bored these days.
If they have an iPad, no, they don't.
You know, my kids have fucking iPads, they have fucking phones and all that shit, and they still get
Well,
bored.
that means you're raising
that
them right.
and that pisses
Right.
the fuck
Dude,
out.
my kid is
Dude.
gonna not see a screen until he's 18 years old.
You say that, and I'm very
And I'm gonna
much
I'm gonna
like
tell
that.
him when they go to school, yeah, this kid's blue light sensitive.
Maybe with
You got an
you,
allergy.
it's possible.
Blue light allergy.
Yeah, it's got
Like,
blue light out.
If the kids say they're bored, they're going outside and they're picking up fucking sticks.
Yeah.
They fucking know.
They'll love it.
And we don't have trees.
No, we have too many.
Yeah.
We have a lot of trees. So.
Go find those damn sticks.
Yeah.
No, but I think you're right though. It's happening too quick, and we want some type of quick response. Quick.
That's what's going to be the detriment, like you're saying, the mental detriment. Because like, say we don't have all this stuff anymore and all this availability and abundance. Like, what is the brain going to do if everything would just leave? They were just mental fucking breakdowns.
I kind of want, like, in the back of my head, I want something. COVID wasn't scary because we have food, and like if shit comes to, I can go hunt. Like, the people that don't know how to do that are fucked.
Yeah, like the whole state of Texas when they freaked out when it dropped below 32 degrees for 3 days.
That was kind of scary.
I knew he was gonna say.
You were involved. I was out of town, like
I was
on a beach
hyped for
somewhere.
that, man. I was ripping on the streets.
But shit like that happens, and then you get ready.
Yeah.
well,
The
yeah.
people who just expect like the government or someone
Yeah.
else to take care of them.
Yeah.
Those are the weak people that need to be weeded
Yeah.
out somehow.
There used to be in that community.
Jeez. I just
Oh, man.
registered what he said.
Let's get rid of them.
Let's do it.
we need a
Let's
cleanse.
do it.
We need a cleanse.
Well, what's interesting too.
What was that Dwight said on Office? He goes, "We need another plague." Go ahead, David.
I mean, even just like the instant gratification for like food and things like that, but it even goes to like problem solving, right? Like right now, oh man, right? Hey, what's the story behind Pizzagate? I don't know. Look it up. You know the answer in 2 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
what happens when we get to things that, right? 'Cause I think we're like on the side of the generation that still is like, okay, hey, we need to figure this out, and it might not be an easy answer, right? It might, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to figure this out. And then you get some of these like younger kids too nowadays who're just like, I'll just look it up.
Look it up
Yeah.
on Chegg.
It's like,
That's-
well, what if it's not? Yeah, like,
Look it up on Chegg.
yeah,
No,
check, dude.
Mathway.
Fucking love Chad.
I love fucking check.
Yeah, like, what if there's not an answer,
Yeah, these
or someone
kids
just posting
nowadays.
BS that like is not, based on facts or findings or
But-
research, right? Then what happens?
But in a way, is it a different way of solving the same problem?
Like
No, I'm saying if
sometimes
there's
it's
not a solution for something.
Oh,
I think when we're progressing so fast that we can't learn anymore the fundamentals if we want to keep like progressing
the
as a species.
Fundamentals are gone and they're automated now. It's like
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
to move forward, you have to know that already, and then start from that point to get
you can't
better.
go back and reinvent the second and third law from Newton.
Yeah. Some
It's
of
already
that,
done, you
some
know,
of that
just
shit
keep going.
you shouldn't have to understand. But then you get into some problems, and then we don't know the fundamentals, and everybody's like scratching their fucking head.
It goes back to what you were saying about building stuff. People don't know how to, they're
Yeah.
losing dexterity. Well,
Yeah.
that goes with coding now. You don't even have to be a coder now. You can.
So
There's
your template.
there's a program to
Yeah.
build off of what other
Yeah.
people code.
And that's good
coded.
though. That's good though, because that's a lot of wasted time.
I don't think so, because we learn you don't learn how to do.
Yeah.
You're not learning how to actually code. You're just building a block.
Well,
You're playing Tetris.
It's good
almost.
and bad.
Well, I
So
meant
if you have a new problem, you wouldn't be able to solve it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Well, I meant learning the fundamentals, but then after that, don't type out all your damn code.
Oh yeah.
Take sections and understand the sections you're adopting into your code, and so you just save time and you're able to make
Yeah.
better things.
If you're building from scratch.
if you understand it.
Yeah.
But the trouble we get into though is like what you're saying, John, is you get people now who don't even understand the basic blocks, but they're like, hey, I know this function does XYZ.
Well,
So I'm just going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to
Yeah.
use it. Next thing you know, you might have built like a really cool piece of code, but you have no idea how any of it works.
so specific as power apps. Have y'all fucked with power apps?
Not really, but I'm familiar with it.
You can basically take a bunch of functions that you do in Excel, make Excel talk to, said website, make Excel print out all this. You can do all that in Power Apps and basically type out in Power Apps what you want this fancy thing to do. So via web APIs, you can make it change colors and you can make data. Yeah, you're not really coding anything.
Telling it what to
You're
do,
literally
and it's-
dragging in and saying, I want you to populate this. But you're not learning how to do.
But so now we get into machine.
Oh, hell.
Machine learning.
That's all the machine
there we
learning,
go.
dude. That's what I'm
So
saying.
now you get into, all right, well, your machine that you're using is only as smart as whoever created it, right?
Right.
But once you get to the point where it starts to recognize errors and then teach itself,
Well, that's AI, right?
yeah, then you're in AI and then
Yeah.
see your human beings.
I think it only goes so far.
We go.
You think so?
I think so. I
you
mean,
think about. Go ahead.
well, like you said, I don't know.
Well,
They haven't proven that yet, right? I mean,
No. But I
like
mean,
it's not able to get smarter than how it's programmed.
Well,
No, it
wasn't
is.
there. Yeah, there was
It
an
is.
instance where two different AI platforms like created their own language that like human beings had no idea what they were even saying, and they were communicating at such a speed. They were like,
scary.
That's when
Shut it
they turn the
down.
computer off or
Yeah,
whatever.
they-
But
they
what
just
the fuck is
that
really
off.
going on?
I mean, they could have just been saying
The damn
beep, boop,
missiles,
bop,
they
beep, bop,
shoot
beep,
the-
bum, bop, bing bong.
Feel like I like
Damn Kodak Black.
I like your IP
What's up,
address.
dude?
What's your IP address? What's the last part of your IP address? The one thing I'm sure y'all think about this shit too is like GPS, like the ability to know where to go. Like no one knows where to go anymore because they use it
Yeah.
so much to where I do this too. I want to just figure out where to go sometimes. I know it's somewhere, it's basically in Houston and it's basically in this area. So I drive and I'll deal with the traffic, all this crap. But Courtney does it no matter what. And I said, don't you know how to get back home? She's like, yeah, but this is going to tell me if there's traffic.
Mm,
And I'm like, well, good point. Because we've been in traffic for an hour when we didn't have to.
yeah.
If I would have followed the GPS, I could have done that. But it's like there's like some conditioning too, because sometimes they'll tell you to exit and it doesn't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, did you see when we exited today?
Oh yeah, the
I
one
don't know
before.
why it told me to exit.
Yeah, I was.
There-
following-
You
I was
exit
going.
and get back on?
No, I did the exit that's like a direct 90-degree right
Yeah.
turn, and you get on that little side street
Mm.
instead of taking the actual exit. Because I was driving and I was looking, I'm like, there's the exit sign right there. Why didn't I just take that?
Sometimes I wonder if they're predicting that it's about to have an like influx of traffic, so it starts already sending people on a different route,
Oh, I
so it
bet.
breaks up the traffic.
It's controlling our minds and what we do.
It's the Russians.
Yeah.
It might be, dude. Those fucks. Excuse my language.
But then it kind of fucks y'all up because y'all's route's a little longer, but it breaks up the traffic. Whoever gets, I don't know if it's that smart.
But going
sure it
back
is.
to
No,
the GPS.
I didn't mean GPS. I meant the Russians.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense then.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I was in Canada last week and I didn't turn my data on because they charged me. I can't afford that.
That makes
roaming
sense.
Charges. So I turned the
Cheap
GPS
ass.
off and just tried to navigate through Canada.
How'd you do?
I did all right.
Yeah, End up in a fucking lake somewhere.
I was looking for the mountains. I found them, and I ended up there, so it worked.
You're good about navigating though. This motherfucker, like, I feel like in Texas, we don't really refer to compass that much. Like, there's like, well, this is what is it? What were you saying?
Oh, you think I know my cardinal directions?
Yeah, he's like, well, the moss is on so this means west, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's always like when we're talking as far as where to go, like when we're in like Freeport, he's like, was that west from here or east? And I was like, it's going towards Houston, like. That's north, but it's like, why do you need to know if it's west or north? Like, it's in Pearland. Like, put it in the GPS. I guess you are trying to not use the GPS if you're asking that shit.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
But it's just good to know what area general you are, right? If you're like, oh, I'm going to be in Katy or something. I don't know why I use Katy, but you're like, oh, it's west of Houston. Okay.
Everything's fucking north.
Well, yeah, but like, you think of a big landmark, and that helps you, like, okay, here's Houston. I know where it is. Like, where am I? Within that vicinity.
How pissed do y'all get when friends, you tell them like, hey, let's meet at Chili's in Pearland, and they're like, hey, okay, what's the directions?
Dude, I've never been to a Chili's.
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
I thought they have good like $10 deals for solid like ribs
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, if you want to eat,
I don't know how edible
poison.
it is.
Eat what?
If you want to eat poison.
Is that bad? I haven't been in like 10 years, but
Have you guys heard of the Liver King?
dude, that
Did you mean to bring that shit up?
Yeah.
You knew John knows the Liver King?
Oh, no, I didn't know you knew.
Yeah, we hang out. No.
John's obsessed with Liver King, and you just lost all your time. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
I love the Liver King. Do you know the Carnivore MD?
Yeah.
Do you like him too?
Yeah.
So y'all should read the book that Mike. Well, he listened to it. I guess is the way to say it.
I was thinking I was reading too. Like,
I like saying I'm reading a book. I
Yeah.
retain information.
That's good.
Sometimes I listen to it twice too.
you listen to everything twice.
Yeah.
So we have you ever heard of the blood
Does your
type
wife
diet?
have to repeat it twice too for you to listen?
No, I don't listen to her at
No,
all.
more than that.
Yeah.
That's better.
More power to you.
That's better.
I don't listen. She knows not to tell me anything. 'Cause I don't listen to her.
Have y'all heard about the blood type diet?
No.
That's what John and I are experimenting with now. It's like all the blood types have certain lectins, lipids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lectins.
What
Well,
type?
lipids.
What blood type are you?
I'm O. So they
what?
O negative.
Oh, so you're rare.
You're rare.
No, it's actually the most common.
I thought
So O is that
positive
the
was common. O negative was rare.
That's what I thought, too.
O negative is like the universal donor, but there's I think like 45% of the world is O, but it's O negative or positive
It's the
depending.
universal recipient, right? One of them's the universal recipient.
No, the
Or
universal
AB
recipient is
AB something.
AB plus.
AB can
Plus.
take everything.
Yeah.
But
But anyways,
not negative.
So O was the first one, then there's A, and then there's B, and then there's AB. So it's like this evolution.
Whatever happened to C? How to get to O?
Let's not. We're not there yet.
We're gonna get there.
We'll get there though.
What kind of diet is that?
You gonna go?
No?
Oh.
But O's can mostly.
What are you touching me?
Well, you.
Oh, I know.
I don't really know a whole lot about O's, but I know they can eat meat.
So O is like basically all meat, a lot of vegetables, fruit, just like
Healthy.
pretty much paleo and pretty much
Okay.
healthy.
So what? Okay.
And then
so-
A, we got into more agriculture. So it tells you not to eat any meat.
Really?
Like they say, start weaning off meat and you eat more vegetables, fruits, and
Legumes.
they let you eat beans.
What type are you?
I'm B positive.
B positive?
Yeah,
Yeah, B for bitch.
B positive.
Oh.
Dang.
B for best.
B's almost the best one because B.
Wait, there's a blood type B.
B.
Yeah, there's
There's
O,
an A, a B, a
B.
B, AB.
AB.
Oh,
You don't want to be
yeah.
an AB.
Oh,
So
you don't
B.
want abs?
If
B-
you're AB positive, you can't take blood from like anybody.
Yeah. B's good because he can have dairy and stuff. Like O can't have dairy. I think A was a little weird about dairy,
Mm-hmm.
but then it evolved into AB, which is the most susceptible for disease because it's like this processed diet
Interesting.
evolution that changed the blood type.
So you
So
don't want to be AB.
AB is actually really rare. So it's like new and rare. So
Shit.
if you look at the percentage, it's like I think it's lower than 10% of the world is AB.
But that's how. So when I started following the Liver King, or I was following the Carnivore MD first,
Okay.
and then they're business partners. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
And then I forget how we got on to the. Oh, we talked to Rome Ranch. They do regenerative farming in Fredericksburg, and he's the one that told us about the book. and how to eat to your diet
Well, it makes sense what they talk about.
or to your blood type. Eat to your
Yeah.
blood type.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It just, I think it's challenging for people to actually do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's so convenient to get the food that's in a box.
exactly. So you really got to work at it, which is good, right?
What do you mean food in a box?
Like McDonald's,
Processed food.
Processed food. Yeah.
go
I
get
thought
a.
you were getting blood.
You spend $1 and you just get.
Where can I get some?
satisfaction.
We gotta get some blood in the
baby
box.
blood in a box.
Have you eaten liver yet?
Oh yeah,
You like it?
Plenty of liver. Well,
Yeah.
not from him. Just growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You eat it raw?
No.
I have had raw liver before,
Yeah.
like pate, which I'm not a huge fan of, but
Apparently, what
It's pretty good.
what did he say?
You
It was
like
a
it?
weird one. Was it the testicles that give you?
oh, forget that.
Well,
that give you like fresh testicles.
Yeah.
You
they'll
eat some and you
they'll-
get some, or what?
I'm not eating any.
It'll
of
almost-
Eat a testicle, grow a testicle?
They'll harvest a bison. So they raise bison over there, and they'll harvest a bison, and they'll eat the testicles.
They're called Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
The balls?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I've
you
heard of that.
you. That's the meal. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Well, he said if you eat it, like I guess fresh, and you have to take it in small doses, but it's almost a psychedelic. It gives you the adrenaline. It gives you the adrenaline from the animal, and so it's like it.
So you're getting bison adrenaline just coursing through your body.
yeah,
Whatever
so like,
it is, bison or
they
a
take-
cow, whatever.
They
Dude,
take
I
little
pop a Rocky
pieces.
Mountain oyster in before I run a half marathon.
No. Well, he says you don't want to do too much though, because it'll fucking
It'll fuck you
give
up.
you a heart attack almost. When I eat the liver, when I eat raw liver, I tell Mike it's probably a placebo effect, but I feel like I got a little caffeine jolt or something.
It's like
I do
you-
about
I
2 to
don't-
3 ounces.
I don't think that's a placebo effect.
You don't think?
No.
There's a lot of chemicals in.
Did
in
you
livers.
feel the same too?
It's been a while since I've eaten it, but
I got some I can give you.
wait, you eat it
Liver?
right now?
Mhm.
Are you doing like you're doing that diet stuff or?
Yeah.
He can eat whatever. He's B.
I'm B, bud.
Cool.
I'm not doing veggies yet though.
I feel like I'm
So you're
probably a B.
carnivore?
I actually don't know what blood type I am. That's bad.
You need to do it.
I
Hey,
know.
there's a $5 Amazon test that we did, and it's really good.
Or you can just go donate blood and they tell you to.
Yeah.
Do they?
tell you that?
Well, Wall's
You never
well,
donated.
you're a doctor.
You're a doctor?
Yeah, I just got done with med school.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
You're-
you wanna?
Hey, can one of y'all switch spots? We got a doctor on.
Sit on my lap. I'm doing the meat and fruit. It's
I-
kind of like animal based.
How long you been doing it?
3 months now.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
You feel fucking.
I feel
good.
so good, but when I do venture off, I think we had pizza one time.
Oh,
it fucks
messed
me
you
up,
up.
dude.
So
Yeah, so what do you?
we did that whole 30. Remember that?
Yeah, all 30.
So
Yeah.
Whole.
I ate dairy and didn't bother me at all when I went back on it. But what messed me up, and I will never forget it, I had a spoonful of honey. One spoonful. I've never had a migraine in my life except for that time. Like, I don't know, like, the
What kind of
sugar-
honey?
I thought you could have honey.
Yeah, what kind of
No,
honey?
you can't have
honey.
Why? What's
What
the
kind of
reason?
honey was it? Was it actual honey or was
No, it
it
was real honey.
processed?
syrup honey?
Well, just
No, I think it was real honey.
because they're trying to get you away from
Oh.
sugar.
But, like,
so.
sugar, and so you have, like, different types of sugar, right? But, like, fructose, which you find in fruits, doesn't bother me. But when you just eat, like, raw sugar, or I don't even know why the honey did it.
Honey is complex though. It has everything that you need to be able to eat it with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Then
That's
But-
not considered fructose, though, right? Is which one is honey then?
I think it's
I don't know.
fructose.
Is it?
Not
think
from
so.
a fruit.
I don't know. Let's
Well,
look at it.
Yeah, I don't know the details.
Fructose,
but
sucralose.
I remember every time I had sugar after that, at least for the first couple days when I reintroduced it, like felt terrible.
It's supposed to be inflammatory, so like we're constantly
his blood
inflamed from.
Yeah.
You check your blood type,
Because
dude.
I didn't have that issue. I'm O.
You're L?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, I'm wondering if I'm not. But see, dairy
Yeah.
didn't bother me at all.
It's fructose.
At all.
It is.
Oh shit! Maybe it was placebo or something.
So that's supposed
Maybe
to
you got
be-
bad shit, man.
Maybe
you
I
got
did
bad
get.
honey.
Maybe I did get bad honey.
Because I'll do honey on my steaks, and so I don't do ketchup or A1 sauce. I used to do a lot of ketchup and A1 sauce, but now I
Dude, I
just do.
never got that.
You put ketchup on a steak?
Yeah,
Exactly, dude. You
I
make
like
this
it-
good
I-
steak and get like ketchup.
I like it juicy.
He likes it well done too.
No, he bullshitting.
Go look at his
Rare.
cooking. He does it
Oh,
well
dude,
done.
I love a bloody steak.
Yeah, so do I.
Love it.
Yeah, just never have
Not with ketchup, but with real.
Mike don't even know how to
So you
fucking
think-
cook steaks.
You think the Liver King guy has been on that diet since he was a kid?
No,
When do you think he started?
I think he started
like a
like
year ago.
no, about 10 years
Just
ago.
like,
I think.
dang, dude, look at me.
Is he natural?
No, I wish he was, but he's not.
I didn't think so.
I don't think-
You said he was. You said you believed
I
him.
want to believe that he is, but he's not. He won't come out and say that he's not natural.
Why do you think people won't?
I
Why
think it
don't
just-
they just own it? They look good, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
think
I
they're
don't.
trying to
He has
buy
to put
theirs.
in work. Just because he takes something doesn't mean he's not. It's like Lance Armstrong. Like he took shit and he won fucking Tour de France, but he worked for it. You know what I mean? I don't think it. I think it'd be better if he just came out and said, "Yep, I am on fucking testosterone and
Yeah, Barry Bonds
D-ball
worked
and
too.
all that shit." Yeah,
Barry Bonds.
The Rock too. I wish he would tell us too.
Rock's fucking huge, dude.
Was he?
What, on steroids?
Mhm.
Yeah, fuck
That's
yeah,
gotta
dude.
be.
It has to be.
I mean, I figured. I don't know. I don't know.
We don't really know, but
Wait, who's like the biggest natural person you know?
John. Everybody's on something, man. I think
Really?
it's like HGH or something, man. Creatine, someone's.
Ah, creatine's
Creatine's
not-
naturally occurring in your body.
Yeah. Well,
But-
so is Tez.
So we're not saying like
True.
if you're adding stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah, HGH is natural.
What is?
Human growth hormone.
No.
Say that 3 times fast.
Human growth hormone, human growth hormone, human growth hormone.
Oh yeah!
Quick with
I
it.
practice my
Ding
words.
ding ding!
Quick
We
with
got a
it.
winner.
Do you like Liver King? Do you like what he like speaks? Like what his tenets are and all that?
No, whatever.
You think he goes overboard?
I think he goes a little overboard with it. Like I saw a video of him in like freaking New York City yelling at a hot dog vendor, like, "Where's my fucking liver?" And I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I was like, "Okay, dude."
That's so funny.
I was like, "Just
Sir, I have hot dogs.
Yeah.
No
I
liver.
don't have no fucking liver.
Yeah, I was like, "Holy shit!" Meanwhile, people are walking in the background, like, "Who is this guy?" And he's dragging sleds across and all kind of shit.
Walks into a pizza restaurant.
But Carnivore MD, I think
He's legit.
he's legit.
You listen to his podcast?
I've not. I just saw him on Instagram. So
You
I've
need
seen
to
a
listen
few
to his
videos.
podcast. Are you a podcast guy? I know David's not. David's
I-
not a fucking podcast.
I used to
guy.
listen to podcasts in the car all the time, but I've gotten away from it. So
He's got his is called the Fundamental Health Podcast. He's
pretty
got
good.
yeah, he's really good information. He'll bring vegans on and they'll have like a friendly debate about the animal based diet versus vegan diet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's that good of a debater. Sometimes
Yeah.
the vegans can always just say, "Well, I love the animals, and I want to protect the animals, and I'm just a good person." So you can't really debate. Like once they start falling to that shit, you can't really debate them.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah, I'll have to give him a listen.
he's good, man.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what made us start or me anyway. I don't know what Mike.
He's in the works too, huh?
Who's that? Carnivore. Yeah, we've exchanged some emails for him to come on the podcast.
No way,
Yeah.
dude. That dude's huge.
Mhm.
The Carnivore Liver.
Paul
Oh.
Saladino.
Oh, Carnivore MD. Sorry,
No,
We
Paul
talked-
Saladino.
guy.
We
The
talked-
Liver King lives like right out here in Houston.
I thought so.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get him again.
Again?
Well, I tried,
Oh,
but he
okay,
was
okay.
busy.
We've had a few carnivores on, and they, I think it's a real hot topic right now, like because that's
James is on the carnivore diet.
Mm-hmm.
I ate
Yeah.
all that guy's sides when I was in Michigan.
All of his sides.
Yeah. You get a steak, comes with 2 sides.
y'all went
I ate
together.
the Sides. Yeah.
Really?
Wait, which diet are you doing again?
Animal
the blood
based.
type one.
Well, I'm not really like my blood type can have vegetables, but I'm not eating vegetables. I'm doing meat and fruit and potatoes.
I might do that.
It's good, dude.
I might join you, dude, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Do it like 2 or 3 months, see how I feel. Try it out.
Do it for 10 years.
Maybe I'll just get swole. I don't know.
I was putting too much honey on everything, and then I started feeling I could feel like I was gaining a little bit of weight back. I had to cut down on my honey consumption.
You must have been adding a lot of honey.
I was adding a lot of fucking honey, dude. Like a lot of honey. I was putting my coffee on the fruit, on the meat.
You saw a
Yeah.
fucking Pooh Bear, dude.
Mhm. I was like, why am I not losing
Pooh
weight?
Bear's fucking fat, dude. Motherfucker likes honey.
No.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean that.
Well,
You want to call it? Y'all gotta get out of here. Y'all gotta go pick up your friend.
Got anything to say, Stewie? When you see me.
you've been laying on
I'm
Stewie,
white.
man.
He loves Stewie.
Don't
man.
sleep on Stewie.
My name Kodak
My-
Black. When you see me, I'm white.
You guys know that?
Yeah.
Caleb
Oh, he took
Presley?
the glasses off.
You watched it?
Oh,
You
yeah.
watched Caleb?
We watched
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, when he says that, he goes,
He said
it's
you
like,
didn't even know what Barstool Sports was.
my way.
he's like tripping, dude. He's like, because I'm like, I love.
I will fuck your white wife.
He's like, he has his teeth. Did you see they had what's the name from Rush on?
Oh, Hezbollah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what we watched yesterday.
That dude is so funny and like cute and like I could watch him all day.
Dude, that's a 19-year-old man. Dude.
I know.
Don't call
He's
him
cute. He's cute. But he's funny as shit. He's always pranking people and shit. Like, and that laugh is just fucking. I can watch that. I can watch that dude all day.
Did you see the Little Yachty one?
Oh, I watch all the shorts.
Dude, that one killed me.
Do that. What that guy said. That
name Kodak Black. When you see me, I am white.
But he's like dead eyed. Yeah. And like his teeth, he's just. It looks scary. He looks like he's like tripping, like rolling or something.
Get up and dance.
Oh yeah, when he was dancing, he's like. and he got Glenny Ball singing like Piano Man in the background. And
he's always eating ice cream. He's like got that shit all over him.
I know.
But I like when Caleb does that. He goes.
Yeah.
Such reactions. Yeah. He goes, Do you really believe in that?
Yeah, he would just be like, why? Dude, Caleb Presley's awesome. I think that guy's like a very smart dude.
Yeah.
Like to come up with like the questions he asks for all those like content creator, like
yeah.
I don't know. You watch those guys, the interviews, and they just have no idea what's coming.
Well, anyways.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Good night, Black.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah.
David and David's, right?
Yeah, good vibes.
Yep.
Yep.
Have
Love.
Bye.